What's going on, everybody? David here, back with another video. Today we're going to talk about why I hate American Express. But first off, on this channel we talk about inspiring people to travel more using points. If that sounds like something interesting to you, please hit that subscribe button. Actually, the subscribe button's over here. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you can get future updates on my videos. Okay, so I'm responding to a few people in the comments section. Every once in a while will put in the fact that I hate American Express, meaning I hate American Express because I do not have any American Express cards. So if you don't have any American Express cards, then you must hate American Express, which is the furthest thing from the truth. At this point in my credit card rewards time period, I don't even know what to say, but I just haven't found a need to get American Express cards. Let me explain to you kind of how I do everything when it comes to credit cards. There are a few different factors that I look at before I get a new credit card. And the first thing is the ease of use. That's the first thing, okay? And so I'm looking at, I want to get a credit card that I can use everywhere. American Express, you cannot use it everywhere. I do travel outside of the country. I like to go to South America, Central America, and there are times where they will not accept American Express. There are times that they won't accept Visa, but I find that having Visa cards gives you more flexibility when you travel. And so that's something that I really, really appreciate. I don't want to have to, let's say I have some American Express credit cards. Let's say I have an ecosystem of American Express credit cards. So I have the Platinum, the Gold, and I get that new Green card. And I go outside of the country, and those are the three cards that I have. Well, if they're not going to accept American Express, then I'm going to have to use cash. And I might be in a place where they don't accept American Express, but they do accept Visa. Well, now I could have used a card to maximize my points, let's say if I'm at a restaurant, but now I can't because I can't use the card. So that's one of the things that I look at. The other thing when it comes to American Express, I'm talking mainly about the American Express Platinum, which, by the way, I think is a great card for some people. But there are other cards that are out there, premium cards, City Prestige, Chase Sapphire Reserve, that they're just better for the average person. And when I say average, I mean I travel 3 to 4 times per year. Last year I traveled 3 times. And I'm saying, well, I took 2 trips outside of the country and 1 trip to Hawaii. So I traveled 3 times. But when it comes to travel in general, the way that you're going to really get a benefit out of the American Express Platinum is if you're traveling 7+ times per year. And I just kind of threw that number out, 7. But what I'm trying to say is you're going to want to travel more than the average person in order to really get the benefits out of that card. And so if you are a person like me who travels 3 times per year, is it really worth it to get the American Express Platinum? And I don't think it is. And I was just talking with a friend of mine yesterday who had the American Express Platinum. And it's funny because I don't talk to this person that often. I work with them, but every once in a while we'll cross paths and we'll talk about travel credit cards because he got his American Express Platinum at the time when I got the Chase Sapphire Reserve. So this is about 3 years ago. And so it's interesting because we were both still new to the rewards game, so didn't know a lot, but I had heard about these 2 cards, and I was up in the air at this time. I was kind of, I don't know, should I get the Chase Sapphire Reserve or should I get the American Express Platinum? And I'm going back and forth, and he's doing the same thing, thinking, okay, which card should I get? So I ended up getting the Chase Sapphire Reserve. He gets the American Express Platinum. And I remember that first year, he was telling me all the benefits he was getting out of this car, and he was really excited about it, and getting the gold status at hotels, and he was able to book a few hotels and the fine resorts that, I can't even remember the name. The one thing about talking in the car is I don't have all my information, so I can't even look up something and say, oh yeah, that's the name of it. But anyway, the fine hotels and resorts, I think that's what it's called. That actually might be Chase. But anyway, he was able to book a hotel and get upgraded and the free breakfast and all that good stuff using his American Express Platinum. So he was really enjoying it. Now, this was a time where he was traveling a lot. So he was getting benefits out of that card that if he weren't traveling, he wouldn't be getting. And so what happened with that whole situation, I just talked to him, like I said, yesterday, and he told me, yeah, I canceled that card. And he said the reason that he canceled it is because when you're traveling, it's a great card to have. But when you stop traveling, then it becomes, it's not valuable anymore, because there's so many things that you're not going to be able to use. The airline credit, for example. The Uber credit, to an extent, you can use Uber even if you don't travel. Obviously, you can use it. Let's say you go out to a bar and you want to have a ride home, you get an Uber or something like that. So there are different ways that you can use Uber. You can use Uber Eats too. But the main thing is Centurion Lounge, airline credit. Those are two things that it's going to be hard to use if you don't travel that often. And even the other lounge access, Priority Pass and the Delta Sky Club. So there's certain things that you're not gonna be able to reap those benefits if you're not using that American Express, or if you're not traveling enough with that American Express Platinum. So for me, the reason at this point that I do not have any American Express cards is because, one, I like Chase. I still like the Chase ecosystem. And two, I want to build ecosystems. So the good thing about, and I will commend American Express for this, American Express has cards that play well together. And that's something that I think is very important. And that's something that I like about American Express. And the reason for that, I can get an American Express card, the gold card, and get the platinum card, and get the green card, and they all give me different benefits. So the benefits don't overlap, like the Chase Sapphire Reserve and the Chase Sapphire Preferred, they have the multipliers overlap. And so if I have the Preferred, which at this point you can't even get the Preferred in the Reserve, but let's just say in my situation I have both, and the reason I have both is because I got the Preferred a long time ago, and then when they launched the Reserve, I went ahead and got that card, so now I have both. Now you can't do that anymore, but if you were able to do it, the cards don't play well with each other. Travel, with the Preferred, you're getting 2 points for every $1 spent. With the Reserve, you're getting 3 points for every $1 spent. So there's no reason to have both cards. And so I'm sure you're asking the question, well, why do you have both cards? At this point, Referral Links. To be completely honest with you, you guys know I have a channel, and I have all my links in the description as far as my referral links for the cards that I do have. And I max out my referrals on the Chase Sapphire Preferred every year. And so that's the reason that I keep the card. It's still worth it for me to have the card and earn those ultimate reward points. So that being said, the American Express ecosystem, they work well together. So there is an argument to say, yeah, it's a strong ecosystem. It's an expensive ecosystem. That's something else to think about too. So you have the American Express Green card, $150. The American Express Gold card, $250. The American Express Platinum, $550. So that's your ecosystem right there. Now, if you look at Chase and you want to look at a trifecta, or however you want to situate your cards. Let's say you have the Chase Sapphire Reserve, $550. You have the Chase Freedom Card, no annual fee. You can move into some of the business cards, which I highly recommend looking at some of those business cards. The Chase Ink Cash Card, 0 annual fee. The Chase Ink Unlimited Card, 0 annual fee. The Chase Freedom Unlimited Card, 0 annual fee. So you can see, like, if you build an ecosystem within Chase, it's a lot less annual fees, a lot less money that you'll have to come out of the pocket. So when you look at the cards and you're looking at them, you're putting them together, and you look at the benefits of the Chase Sapphire Reserve, the benefits of the American Express Platinum, the American Express Platinum's ecosystem, the Chase Sapphire Reserve's ecosystem. I will say the American Express does offer more. However, you have to have all those cards, and you have to be able to use all those cards. So let's say I have those 3 cards, right? The green, the gold, and the platinum. And some people might argue, if you have the green, you might not even need to get the gold, or if you have the gold, you don't need the green. But having all those cards, you have to be able to use all those cards in order to maximize your points. So ultimately, what I'm saying when it comes down to American Express, I do not hate American Express. I've always entertained getting American Express cards, but I need to do it the right way. And I think personally the right way to go about getting American Express cards is to look at some of their business cards. American Express Platinum, the business card, I think is a better option for me because, one, it will allow me to, in the future, if it's not working out, to cancel the card. And when I say not working out, I mean, let's say I'm not traveling as much, well, then I can cancel the card on the business side compared to if I have the personal card. I'm really not going to want to cancel that card, and there's no downgrade pass for that card. So that's something else that is kind of, I'm not comfortable with that. I don't want to get a card and then my goal is not to get cards and cancel them ever, or to downgrade them. I want to get a card that I can use for years and years down the road. And so even with the Chase Sapphire Reserve, people say, oh, well, I'm going to cancel it, I'm going to downgrade my card. I still see value in that card. And I see enough value that raising that annual fee, I knew it was going to happen. I mean, you have to look at, it's a business. It's a business, and you have the competitor with a similar card. Okay, I say the American Express does offer a little bit more when it comes to membership status and things like that. But they are competitors, and those cards are compared a lot, and maybe unrightfully so. They're a little different for different people, I think, but they are compared to each other a lot. So it was only a matter of time before the Chase Sapphire Reserve jumped up there with the annual fee. So looking long term is basically the way that I look at credit cards prior to getting them. I'm going to look long term. Is this going to make sense years down the road? Okay, so I know I rambled a little bit and went off topic, but the bottom line is I do like American Express cards. It's just that American Express cards right now don't fit my needs. And I'm not one of these people that wants to get, I want to get the American Express Gold card and then have the Chase Sapphire Reserve and then have the City Prestige and then just bounce around with all these different cards. I really want to build a solid ecosystem, and then I can move on to other ecosystems in the future. But I want to build solid ecosystems. That way when I'm using my cards, those points are all going into the same bank, and I can use those points that way. Having one ecosystem, I would admit having one ecosystem is not the way to go, and you should diversify, but you should diversify in ecosystems, not just diversify in having different cards, if that makes sense. So have a complete ecosystem, complete Chase ecosystem, and then get a complete American Express ecosystem. So that's kind of the way that I look at things when it comes down to cards. So just wanted to put that out there. No, I do not hate American Express, and they have some really good things. I like the fact that you have two ecosystems that are relatively comparative, and so there's a big challenge, and you have Chase putting out benefits, you have American Express putting out benefits, and they're kind of playing off each other and competing with each other. I think that's great. That's great for the travel credit card game. But for me, just right now, American Express is not fitting my needs, and so that's why I don't have it. But more importantly, I want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think about American Express? What do you guys think about Chase? Do you think that American Express fits your needs better? And if so, why? Let us know down below. You might give me some different ideas. You know what? I never thought of that, or I never thought of that. So please post it down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.